We're about to see what Tasty is bringing. So I guess it's not a chocolate chip cookie, it's a chocolate chunk cookie. The nicest thing about vegan cookies is you can have the dough without worrying about salmonella. Houston, I think we have a problem. Look at these. They're falling apart. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Monosi, also known as Monosi Eats Vegan. Now today we're starting a whole new series where I'm going to be searching for the best chocolate chip cookie. Not the best vegan chocolate chip cookie, the best chocolate chip cookie that just happens to be vegan. Now the first recipe that I'm trying today is a recipe by Tasty. Now on their YouTube, when they posted this video, they say this is the best ever chocolate chip cookie. Today we're gonna put that to the test, and why I love this recipe already is because it's all done in one bowl. So let's begin with that. Now my rule number one into trying a new recipe, which I think makes it so much easier, is first of all weighing out all your ingredients. I know it's a lot of dishes having all these bowls for each and every ingredient, but it will make the process so much quicker for you and so much easier where you're not confused with weighing things out one by one and you end up forgetting a recipe. So I do really advise starting with weighing out all your ingredients like I have done here, so that everything is easy. Let me grab a whisk. So like I said, this recipe is done in one bowl, which I love. So all these decisions don't matter that much because you have one bowl. I'm starting here with brown sugar and caster sugar. The recipe just says sugar. For me, if a recipe doesn't specify what type of white sugar, I prefer to use Milo. Pardon Milo's interruption. If a recipe doesn't specify what type of sugar, I prefer to use caster sugar or what you call granulated sugar, because it dissolves easier in recipes and it doesn't cause like sugar crystals. So that's what I'm using here. And then I'm gonna mix that together with my melted unscented coconut oil. I'm gonna whisk that together. We're mixing all the wet ingredients first into the sugar while I guess we're trying to achieve the sugar to start melting. And then we got some vanilla over here that goes in, and then plant-based milk. And I'm gonna stir that together and try and get, from what I saw on the video, a syrupy texture where the sugar is starting to dissolve. This is kind of like the process of creaming when you're using butter. So I'm being patient with that. You can see it looks caramelly right now. Yeah, I think that's enough. I'm gonna sieve in my dry ingredients, which is important. I know a lot of people would love to skip this step, but I recommend against it to get rid of the lumps that might be in your flour. Baking, that's flour, that's baking soda, bicarb of soda. I have salt over here, but I'm not gonna sieve it because this is sea salt and it's quite granular, so like it's not gonna go through the sieve. So I'm gonna pour that in by itself. You see, I got a bit of particle. That's why sieving is important. Now the salt goes in, and then I'm gonna fold that in. Now, disclaimer, I am not a chocolate chip fan. I don't know if I should say fan, or maybe I just haven't found the perfect recipe that I really do enjoy. Hence why I started this series. I'm determined to love chocolate chip cookies because they just sound amazing. Like, I don't get why I haven't fallen in love yet. So we're about to see what Tasty is bringing. Now that's well incorporated. I think the salt is mixed in. You see, the recipe is fairly easy. Now we're gonna add the chocolates in this. The recipe called for chunks, not chocolate chips. So I guess it's not a chocolate chip cookie, it's a chocolate chunk cookie. Now they asked for 2 types of chocolates. One is dark chocolate. I'm using this Indulge Collection chocolate, 72% cocoa, which I love. This is the one I use. You can go for the Lindt one, but this one is always a little bit cheaper than the Lindt one. Found it at Pick n Pay. And for my semi-sweet chocolate, I always use this Heavenly Beacon Midnight Velvet chocolate. It is sweetened, so semi-sweet dark chocolate. That's what I used. I banged the chocolate up and then I got chunks like this, because the recipe got for chunks and not chips. Now the dark goes in, and there goes the semi-sweet. Then I'm gonna combine that. That's a lot of chocolate though. I want to show you the ratio of chocolate though. It's so wild. So much chocolate. Now I have to wrap this up and refrigerate it for 30 minutes. Testing our patience, aren't they? 20 minutes before the 30 minutes is up, which means 10 minutes in, I'm gonna start preheating my oven at what the recipe is saying, so that when this comes out, the oven is nice and hot, and then we get going. 30 minutes later. Nice and solid. Oh, it is hard. Ball over here. Come on. Look at this ice cream scooper. Need a new one on my Christmas list like this. A brand new ice cream scooper. This is quite difficult. Probably gonna get like 3 more out of this. There we have it. It goes in the oven at 180 Celsius. Houston, I think we have a problem. Look at them. The chocolate, which I think is the milk chocolate, has started to ooze out of the biscuits. I want to cry. It's so sad. I let them cool down in the pan a bit, and then I brought them out. They are not holding together well. No! Why, Tasty? Why? I had so much hope in you. Look at these. They're falling apart. And I think the biggest thing that makes them fall apart is the amount of chocolate that's in here. I think the ratio is off between the chocolate and the flour, because now remember the chocolate has fat and the fat is breaking apart, and they do not use a binding agent. I mean, usually when you're not baking vegan, your binding agent would be egg. Vegans, we use applesauce, aquafaba, banana. What else do we use? Ground flaxseed. Now this one, I'm falling apart, and it tastes so good. The dark chocolate, the semi-sweet chocolate, it's very crispy. The edges are very crispy. I wish so bad that this had worked out. I want to cry. I'm joking, I'm not gonna cry, but I'm very disappointed. It does still taste good, nice and warm still, but look, it doesn't hold together. there is no binding agent. The second batch is out and came out the same way. The chocolate is leaking out, but it tastes so good. This one looks the best of them all, but it's still very crumbly and it's not holding together. Tasty as such, amazing recipes otherwise, and this tastes so good, that's why I can't stop eating it. But this is not a cookie. I feel like there's way too much chocolate. Look at it. 115 grams of dark chocolate, 115 grams of semi-sweet chocolate with 1.5 cups, I think, of flour. 185 grams that was of flour, which I think the chocolate was excessive. So I guess I did not find a chocolate chip recipe for me that I like yet. But because this is a series, we have a lot more recipes to try that are out there. We'll be doing this once a month. I'll be doing another chocolate chip recipe. If you want to try this recipe, I will link it down below. But so far, I would not recommend this recipe because it has not worked out for me. But I'll link it down below if you want to try it. And come back next week. The video will come out on the 1st. We're doing something very fun, Christmas themed things. Vlogmas is here. We're going to be cooking all Christmas recipes from my own recipes that I find where we can decide whether they're worth it or not. I hope to see you again next time. Please like and subscribe if you choose so. See you again on the 1st, remember. Bye.